Welcome back to the Lesson Lab, the show that equips teachers with time-saving grading strategies and meaningful lessons that create a lasting impact on teachers and students in the classroom. We scaffold these lessons every week, and we run each assignment through the gauntlet and reflection. The gauntlet is a 5-question checklist that ensures we're creating impactful lessons and saving time when grading. So, our 5 questions are: why is this assignment important? What are the goals, both long-term and short-term? Number 3, how does it save the teacher time when grading? Number 4, how was it fun? That can be relevant, creative, sharing, group size, that kind of stuff. And lastly, number 5, how long should the assignment or project last? What is the timeline? The assignment that we're running through the gauntlet today is notes, ironically, and not just one lesson of notes, but a general understanding of how I do notes in my professional communications class, also known as speech. So why are notes important? There's still new information that we are teaching in class, always, honestly. But I always tell my kids, this is not calculus, this is not algebra 2, which was hard for me in school, chemistry or any AP or any honors, anything, right? However, even though the information is easy to digest, you still got to get it. So giving the notes through a PowerPoint and lecturing, not my style, not at all. More often than not, if I have to lecture, that's like a once every 2 weeks or so kind of thing. I typically will just give the notes. Here, take them. They're for you. I'll put them in our learning management system, and it is upon the kid, or the student rather, because I do teach adults in college courses, it's upon them to go and digest that information and be able to answer the questions on whatever quiz or assignment that comes with the notes. Usually the super easy way to do notes is to give them in some kind of quiz format where it is graded for you. And I'll talk more about that when I get to grading. But making the quiz challenging forces them to at least halfway read the notes, and multiple attempts with no answers given. If they really want 100, then they'll probably have to take it twice, which again gets them in front of those notes. So it's important because there's still more information to get, even if it's easy information. So the second question, what are the goals, both long-term and short-term, for these assignments? And I would say short-term is just get any information. Digest as much as possible, use it with whatever assignment we have next, short-term. But long-term, apply it to whatever other presentations, assignments, projects we have in the future, whether they are in my class or in another class. Number 3, how does it save the teacher time when grading? Now, I brought this up, and I have to go into the weeds a little bit here, but just follow me. So in our learning management system, we have what's just called quizzes. I think those are pretty much in any learning management system that you will use in education. So I just take the questions that I get from the notes, and sometimes you can even GPT this. Like, let's not be too proud and go, I just, everything from scratch. Absolutely not. I'm going to tailor those questions, and I am not going to do them from scratch. I'll AI them. If I don't like the questions, then you put in a different prompt to get the questions that you want. And then from there, you just plug them into a quiz, the quiz system with whatever system you use in education, wherever you are. And then from there, I typically go 10 questions, but you could go 15, 20, 25, as many as you want. And you can make the questions as difficult or as easy as you want to get those students to, again, get in front of that information, because that's the most important thing. As much as we can get them in front of that information, that new information, that's what we want to do. So that saves the teacher time grading because I don't have to grade it. Once it goes in, the system grades it for me. I don't have to grade it. All I have to do is boom, sync, done. So that is ideal for all teachers because part of what we want to do is save ourselves time doing things that we don't really need to do. Save our time for the things that are super important. So number 4, how is it fun? It's really not, honestly, but it's a quiz. It's not actually like a quiz. It's not that big of a deal. I just call them notes. It's not a test. And so I allow them to work together. Work with the people around you. Because again, it's about getting the information. And then also it doubles as a team building exercise. So people working together is still people working together. For my class, speech is very important that we have this camaraderie in class, especially with people that you don't know, because there are going to be a lot of projects. There's going to be a lot of teamwork and working together with people that you know, people that you don't. So sure, let's use these notes exercises as other ways to build camaraderie in the classroom. So yeah, work together, knock yourself out. I don't care. There aren't any official groups with this kind of stuff, but yeah, whoever you're sitting with, they kind of become your de facto group. This is all about getting the info out there. So sometimes you can add more questions, make them harder, make them easier. But hopefully it's also very relevant information. I think that goes into fun when people can go, oh, okay, yeah, I can kind of use this. So our last question, how long should this take? When we're doing notes, this is due today, like right away. I'm not giving you time to go home and do it. I'm not giving you time to do it in another class. This should be done ideally before you leave class. Now, I'm always kind of in the power zone, walking around, chit-chatting. So I can see who's doing what and who's not doing anything. But, if it's due by the end of the school day, which is the time that I make it due, then good, we're good. But I want students working on this stuff in class. Not, I'll do it at lunchtime. That is not my cup of tea. So that is how I do notes. I'll do, actually, last thing here, because we got to talk about checkpoints in the timeline. I'll do 2 sets of notes, typically 10 questions. These PowerPoints can be super long. I did not create them. They were made by a certification that we used to give. So great, that works for me, already done. Great information. And I'll assign them 2 at a time. So 2 today, 2 tomorrow, and I'll pair them up like extemporaneous speaking notes and public speaking basic notes. 2 sets of notes, 20 questions, 2 daily grades. Then I'll do communication styles and listening 101, which are 2 other sets of notes. So easy, 4 easy grades right there as far as I'm concerned. And I didn't even have to grade them. So I think everybody wins. Now, before we get out of here, remember, you can get the resources from this episode and others on the Teachers Pay Teachers website. Just search Tony Rambo's Lesson Lab. I also run an exciting, wonderful Facebook group filled with fun, supportive teachers called Teacher Triumphs, where we help teachers through classroom burnout. Let's keep the conversation going there. You can also post assignment ideas there to help other teachers. Whatever you're using to really make your classroom a lively experience, we want to hear about it. Links will be in the description. Until next time, keep teaching, keep learning, and I will see you all on the next one.